The galaxy was on the brink of chaos. The once great United Earth Federation, UEF, was crumbling under the weight of internal strife and external threats. Planets that had once been loyal to the Federation were now in open rebellion, and the borders of the UEF were constantly under attack by marauding warlords and alien factions seeking to carve out their own territories. The central government on Earth was a shadow of its former self, rife with corruption and inefficiency. The people of the UEF were losing hope, and whispers of a new dark age were growing louder with each passing day. Amidst the turmoil, a mysterious signal was intercepted by the UEF's intelligence division. The signal was unlike anything they had ever encountered before, a complex series of encrypted codes and ancient symbols that defied conventional decryption methods. The intelligence analysts worked tirelessly, but it was General Ilara Voss who finally cracked the code. She was the UEF's top strategist, a brilliant tactician known for her keen mind and unyielding determination. Her eyes widened as she deciphered the message. The Crimson Titans have returned. The Crimson Titans were an elite, ancient order of warriors who had fought in the long-forgotten Crusade Wars. These warriors were believed to be legends, their existence shrouded in myth and legend. According to the ancient texts, the Titans were guardians of an ancient, powerful energy source known as the Crimson Core. This energy source had the power to reshape reality itself, and it was hidden away by the Titans to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. The mere mention of the Crimson Titans sent a shiver down the spines of even the most hardened soldiers. If the Titans had indeed returned, it could mean only one thing. The galaxy was on the precipice of a new and unimaginable conflict. General Voss knew that she could not tackle this mission alone. She assembled a diverse team of experts, each with unique skills and backgrounds. First, there was Dr. Aiden Kale, a renowned historian and expert on ancient civilizations. His knowledge of the Crusade Wars and the Crimson Titans was unparalleled. Next was Leora Thorne, a brilliant cybernetic engineer with a knack for hacking into even the most secure systems. Her expertise would be crucial in deciphering the ancient technology that the Titans had left behind. Finally, there was Marcus Kane, an ex-soldier with a mysterious past and a reputation for getting things done, no matter the cost. His combat skills and experience would be invaluable in the dangerous missions that lay ahead. The team gathered in the strategic briefing room of the UEF's headquarters on Earth. The room was a stark, utilitarian space filled with holographic displays and advanced communication equipment. General Voss stood at the head of the table, her eyes scanning the faces of her team members. She knew that the mission she was about to assign them was one of the most critical in the history of the UEF. "Ladies and gentlemen," General Voss began, her voice steady and commanding. "We have intercepted a signal that could change the course of our galaxy. The message is clear. The Crimson Titans have returned. We believe that they are seeking the Crimson Core, an ancient energy source with unimaginable power. If it falls into the wrong hands, it could mean the end of the UEF as we know it." Dr. Kale leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with curiosity. "General, the Crimson Titans are more than just warriors. They were guardians of a powerful legacy. If they have indeed returned, it means that the core is in danger. We must act quickly." General Voss nodded. "That's why I've assembled you. Each of you brings unique skills to this mission. Dr. Kale, your knowledge of the Titans and the core will be invaluable. Leora, your expertise in cybernetics and hacking will be crucial in deciphering the ancient technology. Marcus, your combat skills and experience will help us navigate the dangers that lie ahead." Marcus Kane, a tall and imposing figure with a scar running down his cheek, nodded solemnly. "We understand the stakes, General. We'll do whatever it takes to stop the Titans from finding the core." General Voss's eyes hardened. "I know you will. But first, we need to gather more information." The signal was traced to a remote sector of space, near the edge of known territory. "There's an ancient ruin there, believed to be a remnant of the Titans' civilization. That's where we'll start. The team exchanged determined glances. They knew that the mission ahead would be fraught with danger, but they also knew that the fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders. As they prepared to embark on their journey, they couldn't help but feel a sense of foreboding. The Crimson Titans were not just a legend. They were a force to be reckoned with, and the team would need to be at their best if they hoped to succeed. The journey to the remote sector of space was long and perilous. The team traveled aboard the UEF's flagship, the _Odyssey_, a sleek and powerful vessel equipped with the latest technology. The ship's crew was a mix of seasoned veterans and eager recruits, all united by a common goal: to protect the galaxy from the looming threat of the Crimson Titans. As they approached the edge of known territory, the _Odyssey_ entered a region of space known as the Forgotten Expanse. This area was notorious for its unpredictable gravitational anomalies and dense asteroid fields, making navigation extremely difficult. The ship's sensors detected a series of strange energy signatures emanating from the ancient ruin, confirming that they were on the right track. The ruin was a massive, ancient structure that seemed to defy the laws of physics. It was a sprawling complex of towering spires and intricate carvings, all made from a material that shimmered with an otherworldly glow. The team disembarked from the _Odyssey_ and landed on a nearby asteroid, preparing to explore the ruin and uncover its secrets. As they approached the entrance, they were greeted by a series of holographic guardians, ancient constructs designed to protect the secrets of the Titans. The Guardians were formidable opponents, armed with advanced weaponry and capable of withstanding significant damage. The team fought their way through the Guardians, using their combined skills to overcome each challenge. Dr. Kell's knowledge of the Titans' history proved invaluable as they navigated the complex. He recognized the symbols and patterns etched into the walls, guiding the team through a series of intricate puzzles and traps. Lyora's cybernetic skills allowed her to hack into the ancient security systems, disabling the Guardians and unlocking hidden passages. Marcus's combat prowess kept the team safe from the relentless onslaught of automated defenses. As they delved deeper into the ruin, they uncovered a series of holographic records that revealed more about the Crimson Titans and their mission. The records showed that the Titans were not just warriors, but also scientists and philosophers who had dedicated their lives to protecting the galaxy from a great evil. The Crimson Core was their greatest creation, a source of unimaginable power that could either save or destroy the galaxy, depending on who wielded it. The team finally reached the heart of the ruin, where they discovered a massive chamber containing a piece of ancient technology. This device, known as the Decipherer, was capable of decoding the mysterious signal that had brought them here. Dr. Kell carefully examined the device, his eyes widening as he realized its significance. "This is it," he said, his voice filled with awe. "This device will lead us to the Crimson Core. But we must be careful. The Titans left this here for a reason. It's a test to see if we're worthy of the knowledge it contains." General Voss nodded, her expression grim. "We don't have a choice. We need to find the core before the Titans do. Let's get to work." As they began the delicate process of decoding the signal, the team couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. They knew that the Titans were out there, watching and waiting. The journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were determined to succeed. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The decoding process was slow and painstaking, requiring the combined efforts of the entire team. Dr. Kell worked tirelessly to decipher the ancient symbols, while Leora hacked into the device's security protocols. Marcus kept watch, his eyes scanning the chamber for any signs of danger. The tension in the room was palpable, and the stakes could not have been higher. After what felt like an eternity, Dr. Kell finally broke through the final layer of encryption. The device emitted a soft, pulsating glow, and a holographic map of the galaxy appeared before them. The map was filled with intricate details and symbols, but one location stood out: a hidden planet known as Erebus. "Erebus," Dr. Kell said, his voice filled with wonder. "This is where the Crimson Core is hidden. But there's more. The Titans left a message for us." He activated a series of holographic records, and the team watched in awe as the ancient Titans spoke to them. The Titans explained that the core was a powerful energy source, capable of reshaping reality itself. They had hidden it on Erebus to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. The Titans also warned that the core was not to be used lightly, as its power could be both a blessing and a curse. General Voss's expression hardened as she listened to. The holographic records flickered and faded, leaving the team in a stunned silence. The gravity of their mission weighed heavily on them. The Crimson Core was not just a powerful artifact. It was a key to the survival or destruction of the galaxy. General Voss knew that they had to act quickly and decisively. The next step was clear. They needed to find out more about the Crimson Titans and the core. The only place where such information could be found was the ancient library planet of Archiva Prime. Archiva Prime was a repository of knowledge from countless civilizations, a place where the wisdom of the ages was preserved. However, it was also a dangerous place, filled with traps and ancient guardians designed to protect its secrets. The journey to Archiva Prime was fraught with peril, but the team had no choice. They had to uncover the truth about the Crimson Titans and the core. The Odyssey set course for Archiva Prime, its engines roaring as it cut through the vast expanse of space. The journey was long and arduous, but the team used the time to prepare for the challenges ahead. Dr. Kale pored over ancient texts and records, piecing together the history of the Crimson Titans. Lyora worked on upgrading their equipment, ensuring that they were ready for whatever traps and defenses they might encounter. Marcus trained relentlessly, honing his combat skills to perfection. As they approached Archiva Prime, the Odyssey entered a region of space known as the Veil. The Veil was a dense nebula filled with electromagnetic interference, making navigation extremely difficult. The ship's sensors struggled to penetrate the thick cloud of gas and dust, but the crew managed to guide the Odyssey safely through the nebula. Finally, they emerged from the Veil and saw Archiva Prime before them. The planet was a breathtaking sight, a world covered in towering spires and ancient ruins. The surface was a labyrinth of libraries, archives, and research facilities, all interconnected by a network of floating platforms and bridges. The team prepared for their descent, knowing that the true challenge lay ahead. The Odyssey landed on one of the larger platforms, and the team disembarked, their eyes scanning the surroundings. The air was thick with the scent of ancient parchment and dust, and the silence was almost oppressive. They moved cautiously, their senses on high alert. Their first challenge presented itself almost immediately. As they entered one of the larger libraries, a series of holographic guardians activated, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. These guardians were more advanced than the ones they had encountered at the ruin, and they were programmed to protect the archives at all costs. "Stay close," General Voss warned, her hand resting on the hilt of her sword. "These guardians won't let us pass without a fight." The team formed a tight defensive formation, their weapons at the ready. Dr. Kale activated a device that projected a shield around them, protecting them from the Guardians' initial attack. Lyora hacked into the Guardians' control systems, attempting to disable them. Marcus charged forward, his combat skills allowing him to take on multiple Guardians at once. The battle was intense, but the team's coordination and skill allowed them to overcome the Guardians. As the last Guardian fell, the library's defenses deactivated, and the team was able to proceed deeper into the archives. The library was a vast, sprawling complex filled with shelves upon shelves of ancient texts and records. The walls were lined with holographic displays and interactive terminals, each containing a wealth of information. Dr. Kale led the way, his eyes scanning the shelves for any mention of the Crimson Titans. "Look here," he said, pointing to a series of ancient scrolls. These texts mention the Titans and the core. They were not just warriors, but also scholars and philosophers. They believed that the core was a gift from the gods, a source of immense power that could be used for great good or great evil. Leora examined the scrolls, her fingers tracing the intricate symbols. These texts are encrypted. I'll need some time to decode them. General Voss nodded. We don't have much time. The Black Hand could be on our trail. We need to find out as much as we can, as quickly as possible. As Leora worked on decoding the texts, the team explored the library, uncovering more information about the Crimson Titans. They learned that the Titans had been formed during the Crusade Wars, a series of conflicts that had ravaged the galaxy thousands of years ago. The Titans had been created to protect the core and ensure that it did not fall into the wrong hands. They had succeeded in their mission, but at a great cost. Many of the Titans had perished in the wars, and their legacy had been lost to time. Dr. Kale finally succeeded in decoding the texts, revealing a series of detailed records about the Crimson Titans and the core. The records contained information about the Titans' training, their battles, and their ultimate sacrifice. They also revealed the location of the core, a hidden planet known as Erebus. Erebus, Dr. Kale said, his voice filled with awe. This is where the core is hidden. But there's more. The Titans left a message for us. He activated a holographic record, and the team watched as an ancient Titan appeared before them. The Titan spoke in a booming voice, his eyes filled with wisdom and determination. Greetings, seekers of knowledge, the Titan said. You have found the path to the Crimson Core. But beware, for the core is a powerful force that can be both a blessing and a curse. To reach it, you must prove your worthiness. You must solve the trials that we have left for you, and only then will you be granted access to the core. The holographic record faded, leaving the team in a stunned silence. They knew that the trials would be difficult, but they also knew that they had no choice. They had to prove their worthiness and reach the core before the Black Hand did. General Voss took a deep breath, her eyes scanning the team. We have our mission. Let's prepare for the trials. We need to prove that we are worthy of the core. The team nodded, their expressions determined. They knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready. They had come this far, and they would not fail. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they were determined to succeed. As they prepared for the trials, the team couldn't help but feel a sense of foreboding. The Crimson Titans had left these trials for a reason, and the team knew that they would have to be at their best if they hoped to succeed. The journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The trials began almost immediately. The library's defenses activated, and a series of intricate puzzles and challenges appeared before the team. The first trial was a labyrinth of mirrors, each one reflecting a different version of reality. The team had to navigate the labyrinth, using their wits and teamwork to find the correct path. Dr. Kale took the lead, his knowledge of ancient texts and symbols proving invaluable. He recognized the patterns in the mirrors and guided the team through the labyrinth. Leora used her cybernetic skills to hack into the labyrinth's control systems, disabling traps and creating shortcuts. Marcus used his combat skills to protect the team from any hidden dangers. As they navigated the labyrinth, they encountered a series of holographic illusions, each one designed to test their resolve and determination. The illusions were lifelike and terrifying, but the team remained focused. They knew that the key to success was to stay calm and work together. Finally, they emerged from the labyrinth, exhausted but triumphant. The library's defenses deactivated, and a new path opened before them. The team moved forward, their eyes scanning the surroundings for the next trial. The second trial was a series of ancient machines, each one designed to test their physical and mental abilities. The machines were complex and dangerous, requiring precise timing and coordination to navigate. Dr. Kale used his knowledge of ancient technology to guide the team, while Leora hacked into the machine's control systems to disable traps and create shortcuts. Marcus used his combat skills to protect the team from any hidden dangers. As they navigated the machines, they encountered a series of holographic guardians, each one more formidable than the last. The guardians were armed with advanced weaponry and capable of withstanding significant damage. The team fought their way through the guardians, using their combined skills to overcome each challenge. Finally, they reached the end of the second trial, exhausted but triumphant. The library's defenses deactivated, and a new path opened before them. The team moved forward, their eyes scanning the surroundings for the next trial. The third trial was a series of ancient riddles and puzzles, each one designed to test their intelligence and creativity. The riddles were complex and intricate, requiring the team to think outside the box and use their combined knowledge to solve them. Dr. Kale used his knowledge of ancient texts and symbols to guide the team, while Leora hacked into the riddle's control systems to disable traps and create shortcuts. Marcus used his combat skills to protect the team from any hidden dangers. As they navigated the riddles, they encountered a series of holographic illusions, each one designed to test their resolve and determination. The illusions were lifelike and terrifying, but the team remained focused. They knew that the key to success was to stay calm and work together. The third trial was unlike anything the team had faced before. The ancient library of Arcava Prime presented them with a series of complex riddles and puzzles, each one more intricate than the last. The riddles were designed to test not just their intelligence, but also their ability to work together as a cohesive unit. Dr. Kale's knowledge of ancient languages and symbols proved invaluable, as he deciphered the cryptic messages and guided the team through the labyrinthine challenges. Leora's cybernetic skills allowed her to hack into the control systems of the puzzles, disabling traps and creating shortcuts that saved them precious time. Marcus, with his combat expertise, kept watch for any hidden dangers, ensuring that the team could focus on solving the riddles without fear of ambush. As they progressed through the trials, the team began to uncover more about the Crimson Titans. The riddles were interspersed with holographic records that revealed the Titans' history, their battles, and their ultimate sacrifice. The Titans had been more than just warriors. They were scholars, philosophers, and guardians of an ancient legacy. They had dedicated their lives to protecting the Crimson Core, knowing that its power could either save or destroy the galaxy. The final riddle was the most challenging yet. It was a massive, three-dimensional puzzle that required the team to manipulate a series of floating crystals into a specific configuration. The crystals emitted a soft, pulsating glow, and their arrangement seemed to shift and change with each movement. Dr. Kale studied the puzzle intently, his eyes scanning the crystals for any patterns or clues. Leora worked on hacking into the puzzle's control system, searching for any hidden mechanisms or shortcuts. Marcus stood guard, his eyes scanning the room for any signs of danger. After what felt like an eternity, Dr. Kale finally spoke. "I think I've figured it out. The crystals need to be arranged in a specific sequence, based on the symbols etched into their surfaces. Each symbol corresponds to a specific position in the puzzle." Leora nodded, her fingers flying over the control panel. "I can help with that. I've found a way to lock the crystals in place once they're in the correct position." With Dr. Kale's guidance and Leora's technical expertise, the team began to solve the puzzle. It was a slow and painstaking process, but they worked together seamlessly, their trust in each other growing stronger with each successful move. Marcus kept watch, his senses on high alert, ready to spring into action at the slightest sign of danger. Finally, with a soft chime, the puzzle clicked into place. The crystals emitted a brilliant flash of light, and the room was filled with a warm golden glow. The library's defenses deactivated, and a new path opened before them. The team exchanged relieved smiles, knowing that they had successfully completed the trials. As they moved forward, they entered a massive, ancient chamber. The walls were lined with holographic displays and interactive terminals, each one containing a wealth of information about the Crimson Titans and the core. In the center of the chamber stood a pedestal, and on it rested a small, intricately carved device. It was the decipherer, the key to unlocking the location of the Crimson Core. Dr. Kale approached the pedestal, his eyes filled with awe. This is it. This device will lead us to the core. General Voss nodded, her expression grim. We need to get this back to the _Odyssey_ and decode the signal. Time is of the essence. As they prepared to leave the chamber, a sudden alarm blared through the library. The holographic displays flickered and went dark, and the room was plunged into shadow. The team spun around, their weapons at the ready, as a familiar voice echoed through the chamber. "Hello, General Voss," the voice said, cold and menacing. "I see you found the decipher. Impressive." The team's eyes widened in shock as Marcus Kane stepped out of the shadows, a sinister grin on his face. He held a small, handheld device in his hand, and the team realized with horror that he had been transmitting their location to the Black Hand all along. "Marcus," General Voss said, her voice filled with disbelief. "What are you doing?" Marcus laughed, the sound cold and cruel. "I'm doing what needs to be done. The Black Hand has promised me power and wealth beyond your wildest dreams, and in return, I give them the decipherer and the location of the Crimson Core." Dr. Kale's eyes narrowed. "You're working for the Black Hand, after everything we've been through." Marcus shrugged. "It's just business. Besides, the Black Hand has resources that the UEF could never dream of. With their help, we can reshape the galaxy in our image." General Voss shook her head. "You're making a grave mistake, Marcus. The Black Hand doesn't care about the galaxy. They only care about power and control. If you give them the decipherer, you'll be condemning us all to a dark future." Marcus's grin widened. "Maybe. But at least I'll be on top. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a rendezvous to keep." With that, Marcus activated a hidden panel in the wall, revealing a secret passage. He disappeared into the darkness, leaving the team stunned and betrayed. General Voss turned to the others, her expression resolute. "We can't let him get away with this. We need to retrieve the decipherer and stop the Black Hand before it's too late." Dr. Kale nodded, his face set with determination. "We have to hurry. The Black Hand will be on their way here soon." Leora activated her cybernetic systems, her eyes glowing with determination. "I'll track his signal. We can still catch up to him." The team moved quickly, following the trail that Marcus had left behind. They knew that time was running out, and the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. As they raced through the ancient library, they couldn't help but feel a sense of betrayal. Marcus had been one of them, a trusted member of their team. But now he had turned against them, and they had no choice but to stop him. The secret passage led them to a hidden hangar, where a small, sleek ship awaited. The team moved quickly, boarding the ship and preparing for pursuit. As they lifted off, General Voss activated the ship's communication system, her voice filled with urgency. "Attention, all UEF forces. This is General Ilara Voss. We have a situation. The Black Hand is on the move, and they have the decipherer. I need all available units to converge on our location and assist in the pursuit." The team's ship roared through the skies of Arcava Prime, its engines pushing to their limits. They knew that the Black Hand would not be far behind, and they had to act quickly. As they approached the edge of the planet's atmosphere, they saw Marcus's ship ahead, its engines glowing with the strain of pushing to escape. "Stay with me," General Voss said, her hands gripping the controls. "We can't let him get away." The chase was intense, with both ships weaving through the dense asteroid fields and gravitational anomalies of the Veil. The Black Hand ship was fast and maneuverable, but the team's ship was equally matched. Leora hacked into the ship's systems, disabling its defenses and creating opportunities for the team to close the gap. Finally, they managed to disable Marcus's ship, forcing it to crash land on a nearby asteroid. The team landed their ship and moved quickly, their weapons at the ready. As they approached the wreckage, they saw Marcus standing amidst the rubble, the decipherer clutched in his hand. "You can't stop me," Marcus said, his voice filled with defiance. "The Black Hand will have their revenge, and I'll be at the forefront of the new order." General Voss stepped forward, her eyes filled with determination. "You're wrong, Marcus. The Black Hand doesn't care about you. They'll use you and discard you when they're done. But we can still stop them. We can still save the galaxy." Marcus hesitated, his grip on the decipherer tightening. For a moment, it seemed like he might have a change of heart. But then, his expression hardened, and he activated a hidden device on his wrist. The asteroid beneath them began to shake, and the team realized with horror that he had rigged the asteroid to explode. "You'll never stop them," Marcus said, his voice filled with manic determination. "The Black Hand will rise, and you'll all be slaves to their will." With that, he activated the device, and the asteroid erupted in a massive explosion. The team barely managed to escape in their ship, the force of the explosion pushing them back into the depths of space. As they watched the asteroid disintegrate, they knew that Marcus had made his choice, and the galaxy was now in even greater danger. General Voss turned to the others, her expression grim. "We have to get back to the _Odyssey_. We need to warn the fleet and prepare for the Black Hand's assault. The fate of the galaxy rests on our shoulders, and we can't fail." The team nodded, their expressions filled with determination. They had come too far to give up now. The journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The explosion of the asteroid left the team shaken but resolute. They had narrowly escaped with their lives, but the betrayal by Marcus Kane had left a deep scar. As they made their way back to the _Odyssey_, the gravity of their situation weighed heavily on them. The Black Hand now had the decipherer, and with it, they could locate the Crimson Core. The team knew that they had to act quickly to prevent a catastrophe. General Voss's voice was steady as she addressed the team. "We need to regroup and come up with a new plan. The Black Hand will be moving fast, and we need to be one step ahead of them. Our best chance is to form an alliance with a group that knows more about the Crimson Titans than we do." Dr. Kale nodded, his eyes thoughtful. "There is one group that might be able to help us. The Starborn. They are descendants of the original Crimson Titans and possess knowledge and abilities that could be crucial in our quest." General Voss considered the idea. "The Starborn are known for their independence and mistrust of the UEF. Will they be willing to help us?" Leora spoke up, her voice confident. "They have their own reasons for wanting to stop the Black Hand. If we can prove to them that we share a common goal, they might be willing to join forces with us." General Voss nodded. "All right. We'll head to the Starborn's territory. But we need to be prepared for anything. The Starborn are a proud and formidable people. We need to earn their trust and respect." The _Odyssey_ set course for the Starborn's home planet, a remote and heavily fortified world known as Asteria. The journey was tense, with the team constantly on alert for any signs of the Black Hand. As they approached Asteria, they were met by a fleet of Starborn ships, their sleek designs and advanced technology a testament to the Starborn's prowess. A holographic projection of a Starborn warrior appeared on the bridge of the _Odyssey_. She was a tall, imposing figure with piercing blue eyes and a cascade of silver hair. "General Voss, I am Kayla, leader of the Starborn. State your business." General Voss stood tall, her expression resolute. "Kayla, we come seeking your help. The Black Hand has the decipherer, and they are moving to locate the Crimson Core. We believe that only together can we stop them." Kayla's eyes narrowed. "The Black Hand is a threat to us all. But why should we trust the UEF? Your history with us has not been one of friendship." General Voss nodded, acknowledging the truth in Kayla's words. "I understand your mistrust, but we are not here as representatives of the UEF. We are here as individuals who share a common goal: to protect the galaxy from the Black Hand. We need your knowledge and expertise, and we are willing to do whatever it takes to earn your trust. Kayla studied General Voss for a moment, her expression inscrutable. Finally, she nodded. Very well. You may land on Asteria, but know this. Any betrayal will not be tolerated. The _Odyssey_ landed on a massive fortified platform on the surface of Asteria. The team disembarked, their eyes scanning the surroundings. The Starborn's territory was a marvel of advanced technology and ancient tradition, a testament to their unique heritage. Towering spires and intricate carvings adorned the landscape, and the air was filled with the hum of advanced machinery. They were greeted by Kayla and a group of Starborn warriors, each one exuding an aura of strength and determination. Kayla led them to a grand hall, where they were to discuss their plan of action. Tell me everything you know about the Crimson Core, Kayla said, her eyes intense, and why you believe the Black Hand seeks it. Dr. Kale stepped forward, his voice filled with conviction. The Crimson Core is an ancient energy source, capable of unimaginable power. It can reshape reality itself, and in the wrong hands, it could mean the end of the galaxy as we know it. The Black Hand seeks it for their own nefarious purposes, and we must stop them at all costs. Kayla nodded, her expression thoughtful. The Starborn have long guarded the secrets of the Crimson Titans. We know of the core and its power, but we also know the dangers it poses. If the Black Hand gains control of it, they will become unstoppable. General Voss leaned forward, her eyes meeting Kayla's. That's why we need your help. Together, we can stop the Black Hand and protect the galaxy. But we need to act quickly. Time is not on our side. Kayla stood, her expression resolute. Very well. The Starborn will join you in your quest. But know this, we will not be pawns in your game. We will fight alongside you, but we will also hold you accountable. General Voss nodded, her expression grateful. We understand, and we are honored to have you as our allies. With the alliance formed, the team and the Starborn began to plan their next move. They knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were determined to succeed. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. As they prepared for their mission, the team couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of hope. The Starborn's knowledge and abilities would be invaluable in their quest, and their combined efforts gave them a fighting chance against the Black Hand. The journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The planning session lasted for hours, with the team and the Starborn working together to devise a strategy. The Starborn's knowledge of ancient technologies and their unique abilities proved to be a crucial asset. They had developed advanced techniques for navigating the ancient defenses and traps that guarded the Crimson Core, techniques that the team had not yet mastered. Dr. Kale and Kayla spent much of the time poring over ancient texts and holographic records, piecing together the history of the Crimson Titans and the Core. They discovered that the Titans had left a series of hidden clues and safeguards designed to test the worthiness of those who sought the Core. These safeguards were not just physical traps, but also mental and emotional challenges, designed to ensure that only those with pure intentions could access the Core. Lyora worked with the Starborn's engineers to upgrade their equipment and weapons. The Starborn had developed advanced cybernetic enhancements and energy weapons, far superior to anything the UEF had. Lyora was fascinated by their technology and eager to learn from them. Together, they created a hybrid of UEF and Starborn technology, giving the team a significant advantage in their upcoming mission. Marcus's betrayal still weighed heavily on the team, but they knew that they could not afford to dwell on it. They had a mission to complete, and the Black Hand was not going to wait. General Voss kept the team focused, her leadership skills keeping everyone motivated and determined. Finally, the planning was complete, and the team was ready to move forward. They had decided to head to the hidden planet of Erebus, the location of the Crimson Core. The journey would be perilous, but they had no choice. The Black Hand was already on the move, and they had to reach the Core first. As they prepared to leave Asteria, Kayla gathered the team for one final briefing. Remember, the journey to Erebus will be fraught with danger. The planet is heavily guarded by ancient defenses, and the Black Hand will be waiting for us. We must be prepared for anything." General Voss nodded, her expression resolute. "We understand. We will not fail." With that, the team boarded the _Odyssey_ and set course for Erebus. The journey was long and tense, with the team constantly on alert for any signs of the Black Hand. As they approached the hidden planet, they could see the ancient defenses activating, a series of energy fields and automated turrets coming to life. The _Odyssey_ descended through the atmosphere, its advanced shielding protecting it from the planet's harsh environment. As they landed on the surface, the team could see the ancient ruins of the Titan's civilization stretching out before them. The ruins were a testament to the Titans' advanced technology and their dedication to protecting the core. General Voss led the team as they disembarked from the _Odyssey_, their eyes scanning the surroundings. The air was thick with the scent of ancient stone and dust, and the silence was almost oppressive. They moved cautiously, their weapons at the ready. As they approached the entrance to the ruins, a series of holographic guardians activated, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. These guardians were more advanced than anything they had encountered before, and they were programmed to protect the core at all costs. "Stay close," General Voss warned, her hand resting on the hilt of her sword. "These guardians will not let us pass without a fight." The team formed a tight defensive formation, their weapons at the ready. Dr. Kale activated a device that projected a shield around them, protecting them from the Guardians' initial attack. Lyora hacked into the Guardians' control systems, attempting to disable them. Marcus, though his betrayal still lingered in their minds, used his combat skills to take on multiple Guardians at once. The entrance to the ancient ruins on Erebus was a daunting sight. Towering spires and intricate carvings adorned the landscape, a testament to the advanced civilization that had once thrived here. The air was thick with the scent of ancient stone and dust, and the silence was almost oppressive. The team moved cautiously, their weapons at the ready, knowing that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger. As they approached the entrance, a series of holographic guardians activated, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. These guardians were more advanced than anything they had encountered before, and they were programmed to protect the core at all costs. "Stay close," General Voss warned, her hand resting on the hilt of her sword. "These guardians will not let us pass without a fight." The team formed a tight defensive formation, their weapons at the ready. Dr. Kale activated a device that projected a shield around them, protecting them from the Guardians' initial attack. Lyora hacked into the Guardians' control systems, attempting to disable them. Marcus, though his betrayal still lingered in their minds, used his combat skills to take on multiple Guardians at once. The battle was intense, but the team's coordination and skill allowed them to overcome the Guardians. As the last Guardian fell, the entrance to the ruins opened, revealing a vast, ancient chamber. The chamber was filled with holographic displays and interactive terminals, each one containing a wealth of information about the Crimson Titans and the core. Dr. Kale led the way, his eyes scanning the chamber for any mention of the core. "This place is incredible," he said, his voice filled with awe. "The Titans left a vast repository of knowledge here. If we can decipher it, we might find clues about the core's location and how to protect it." General Voss nodded, her expression grim. "We don't have much time. The Black Hand could be on their way here. Let's split up and cover more ground." The team dispersed, each member focusing on different sections of the chamber. Dr. Kale worked on decoding the holographic records, while Lyora hacked into the ancient terminals, searching for any hidden information. Marcus kept watch, his eyes scanning the chamber for any signs of danger. As Dr. Kale delved deeper into the records, he discovered something that made his heart race. "General Voss, come quickly. I think I've found something important." General Voss and the others rushed to Dr. Kale's side. He pointed to a holographic display that showed a detailed map of the planet, with a specific location marked in red. "This is it," he said, his voice filled with excitement. "This is where the Crimson Core is hidden." The team exchanged determined glances. They knew that the journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. As they prepared to leave the chamber, a sudden alarm blared through the ruins. The holographic displays flickered and went dark, and the room was plunged into shadow. The team spun around, their weapons at the ready, as a familiar voice echoed through the chamber. "Well, well, well. Look who we have here. General Voss and her little team. I must say, I'm impressed. You've made it farther than I expected." The team's eyes widened in shock as a figure stepped out of the shadows. It was a man they had never seen before, but his presence was unmistakable. He was tall and imposing, with piercing blue eyes and a cold, calculating expression. He wore a sleek, black uniform adorned with the emblem of the Black Hand. "I am Commander Thorn," he said, his voice filled with menace. "And I'm here to take what is rightfully ours. The Crimson Core belongs to the Black Hand, and we will stop at nothing to claim it." General Voss stepped forward, her expression resolute. "You won't get the core, Thorn. We'll stop you." Commander Thorn laughed, the sound cold and cruel. "You think you can stop us? The Black Hand has resources and power beyond your wildest dreams. You are nothing compared to us." Dr. Kale stepped forward, his eyes filled with determination. "We may not have your resources, but we have something you don't. The will to protect the galaxy. We won't let you destroy everything we hold dear." Commander Thorn's expression hardened. "Then you leave me no choice. Eliminate them." With that, a group of Black Hand soldiers emerged from the shadows, their weapons at the ready. The team formed a defensive formation, their weapons drawn. The battle was intense, with the Black Hand soldiers proving to be formidable opponents, but the team's coordination and skill allowed them to hold their ground. As the battle raged on, Leora managed to hack into the ancient control systems of the ruins, activating a series of automated defenses. The defenses were designed to protect the core, and they turned on the Black Hand soldiers, creating chaos and confusion. General Voss led the charge, her sword flashing as she took down the Black Hand soldiers one by one. Dr. Kale used his knowledge of ancient technology to disable their weapons, while Marcus used his combat skills to protect the team from any flanking maneuvers. Finally, with a final, desperate push, the team managed to drive the Black Hand soldiers back. Commander Thorn, seeing that his forces were overwhelmed, activated a hidden escape pod and fled the scene. The team watched as the escape pod lifted off, disappearing into the sky. General Voss turned to the others, her expression grim. "We need to move quickly. Thorn won't give up easily. We need to reach the core before he does." The team nodded, their expressions resolute. They knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. As they moved deeper into the ruins, they couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of determination. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The journey to the core's location was a perilous one. The ancient ruins were filled with traps and automated defenses designed to protect the core from intruders. The team moved cautiously, their eyes scanning the surroundings for any signs of danger. Dr. Kale's knowledge of ancient technology proved invaluable as he deciphered the complex mechanisms and disabled the traps. As they approached the core's location, they encountered a series of holographic illusions, each one designed to test their resolve and determination. The illusions were lifelike and terrifying, but the team remained focused. They knew that the key to success was to stay calm and work together. Finally, they reached the heart of the ruins, where they found a massive ancient chamber. In the center of the chamber stood a pedestal, and on it rested the Crimson Core. The core was a small, intricately carved device that emitted a soft, pulsating glow. The air around it seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly energy. Dr. Kale approached the pedestal, his eyes filled with awe. "This is it, the Crimson Core," It's even more powerful than I imagined. General Voss nodded, her expression resolute. We need to secure the core and get it back to the _Odyssey_. Time is of the essence. As they prepared to retrieve the core, a sudden alarm blared through the chamber. The holographic displays flickered and went dark, and the room was plunged into shadow. The team spun around, their weapons at the ready, as a series of holographic guardians activated, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. These guardians were unlike any they had encountered before. They were massive ancient constructs designed to protect the core at all costs. The team formed a defensive formation, their weapons drawn. Dr. Kale activated a device that projected a shield around them, protecting them from the Guardians' initial attack. Lyora hacked into the Guardians' control systems, attempting to disable them. Marcus used his combat skills to take on multiple Guardians at once. The battle was intense, but the team's coordination and skill allowed them to overcome the Guardians. As the last Guardian fell, the chamber's defenses deactivated, and a new path opened before them. The team moved quickly, their eyes scanning the surroundings for any signs of danger. As they approached the exit, a holographic record activated, revealing an ancient titan. The titan spoke in a booming voice, his eyes filled with wisdom and determination. "Greetings, seekers of the core," the titan said. "You have proven your worthiness by overcoming the trials and challenges that we have left for you. The Crimson Core is a powerful force that can be both a blessing and a curse. Use it wisely, and may it guide you in your quest to protect the galaxy." The holographic record faded, leaving the team in a stunned silence. They knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. As they made their way back to the _Odyssey_, the team couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of determination. They had come too far to give up now. The journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The journey back to the _Odyssey_ was tense but uneventful. The team moved quickly, their minds focused on the task ahead. The Crimson Core was safely secured in a specialized containment unit, its pulsating glow casting an eerie light on their faces. As they approached the exit of the ancient ruins, the team couldn't help but feel a sense of relief. They had made it this far, but they knew that the real challenge lay ahead. As they emerged from the ruins, the landscape of Erebus stretched out before them. A barren, desolate world with jagged mountains and swirling dust storms. The _Odyssey_ was parked a short distance away, its sleek form a beacon of hope in the desolate landscape. The team moved quickly, their eyes scanning the horizon for any signs of the Black Hand. General Voss's voice was steady as she addressed the team. "We need to get the core back to the _Odyssey_ and get out of here. The Black Hand will be on their way, and we need to be ready for them." Dr. Kale nodded, his eyes focused on the containment unit. "The core is stable for now, but we need to get it to a secure location as soon as possible." Lyora activated her cybernetic systems, her eyes glowing with determination. "I'll set up a perimeter defense around the _Odyssey_. We can hold off any attackers long enough to get the core on board." Marcus, still grappling with his betrayal but determined to make amends, took up a position at the rear, his weapon at the ready. "I'll cover our six. Let's move." The team made their way to the _Odyssey_, their movements swift and coordinated. As they approached the ship, a sudden alarm blared through the air. The team spun around, their weapons at the ready, as a fleet of Black Hand ships descended from the sky. General Voss's eyes narrowed. "They're here. Everyone, take cover and prepare for battle." The team quickly took up defensive positions, their eyes scanning the horizon for any signs of movement. The Black Hand ships were sleek and heavily armed, their presence a clear threat. The team knew that they were outnumbered, but they were determined to protect the core at all costs. As the Black Hand ships landed, A group of heavily armed soldiers emerged, their uniforms adorned with the emblem of the Black Hand. At the forefront was Commander Thorn, his cold, calculating eyes fixed on the team. "General Voss," Thorn called out, his voice filled with menace. "You can't win. Surrender the core, and we'll make this quick." General Voss stepped forward, her expression resolute. "You'll have to go through us first, Thorn." Thorn laughed, the sound cold and cruel. "Very well. Eliminate them." The Black Hand soldiers charged, their weapons blazing. The team fought back with everything they had, their coordination and skill allowing them to hold their ground. Dr. Kale used his knowledge of ancient technology to disable the soldiers' weapons, while Leora hacked into the Black Hand's communication systems, creating chaos and confusion. Marcus fought with a renewed sense of determination, his combat skills allowing him to take down multiple soldiers at once. General Voss led the charge, her sword flashing, as she took down the Black Hand soldiers one by one. As the battle raged on, Leora managed to hack into the ancient control systems of the ruins, activating a series of automated defenses. The defenses were designed to protect the core, and they turned on the Black Hand soldiers, creating chaos and confusion. General Voss led the charge, her sword flashing, as she took down the Black Hand soldiers one by one. Dr. Kale used his knowledge of ancient technology to disable their weapons, while Marcus used his combat skills to protect the team from any flanking maneuvers. Finally, with a final, desperate push, the team managed to drive the Black Hand soldiers back. Commander Thorn, seeing that his forces were overwhelmed, activated a hidden escape pod and fled the scene. The team watched as the escape pod lifted off, disappearing into the sky. General Voss turned to the others, her expression grim. "We need to move quickly. Thorn won't give up easily. We need to get the core back to the _Odyssey_ and get out of here." The team nodded, their expressions resolute. They knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. As they made their way back to the _Odyssey_, they couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of determination. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The _Odyssey_ lifted off from the surface of Erebus, its engines roaring as it cut through the dense atmosphere. The team watched from the bridge as the desolate landscape receded into the distance, their minds focused on the task ahead. The Black Hand had been driven back, but they knew that the threat was far from over. General Voss turned to Dr. Kale, her expression thoughtful. "We need to find a way to safely harness the power of the Crimson Core. If we can do that, we might have a chance against the Black Hand." Dr. Kale nodded, his eyes focused on the containment unit. "I've been studying the core's energy signature. It's unlike anything I've ever seen, but I believe I've found a way to stabilize it." Leora leaned forward, her eyes curious. "How?" Dr. Kale explained, "The core emits a specific frequency of energy. If we can match that frequency with a containment field, we might be able to stabilize it and use its power without risking a catastrophic release." General Voss nodded, her expression hopeful. "That could be our key to victory. Let's get to work." As the _Odyssey_ set course for a safe location, the team began to work on stabilizing the core. Dr. Kale and Leora worked tirelessly, their combined expertise allowing them to make rapid progress. Marcus kept watch, his eyes scanning the horizon for any signs of the Black Hand. Days turned into weeks as the team worked on the core. They faced numerous challenges and setbacks, but their determination never wavered. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they succeeded in stabilizing the core's energy. Dr. Kale's eyes widened as he activated the containment field. "It's working. The core's energy is stable. We can use it to power our defenses and give us a fighting chance against the Black Hand." General Voss nodded, her expression resolute. "This is our best chance. We need to prepare for the next confrontation. The Black Hand won't give up easily, and we need to be ready for them." The team nodded, their expressions determined. They knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. As the _Odyssey_ approached their destination, a hidden UEF base on a remote planet, the team couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of hope. They had come too far to give up now. The journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The hidden UEF base on the remote planet of Seraphis was a hive of activity. The _Odyssey_ landed smoothly on the tarmac, its engines winding down as the team disembarked. The base was a sprawling complex of hangars, laboratories, and command centers, all built into the side of a massive mountain range. The air was crisp and cool, with a faint scent of pine from the nearby forests. General Voss led the team through the base, her eyes scanning the surroundings. The base was heavily fortified, with advanced security systems and a contingent of elite soldiers. The team moved quickly, their minds focused on the task ahead. As they entered the main command center, they were greeted by Admiral Orion, the base's commanding officer. He was a tall, imposing figure with a stern expression and a reputation for being one of the UEF's most capable leaders. "General Voss," Admiral Orion said, his voice filled with authority. "I received your transmission. What brings you to Seraphis?" General Voss nodded, her expression grim. "Admiral, we have the Crimson Core. We believe it can give us the edge we need against the Black Hand. But we need your help to harness its power." Admiral Orion's eyes widened. "The Crimson Core. That's a significant development. Let's move to the lab. We need to discuss our next steps." The team followed Admiral Orion to the base's advanced research facility, a state-of-the-art laboratory filled with cutting-edge technology. Dr. Kale and Leora immediately set to work, explaining their findings and the stabilization process they had developed. Admiral Orion listened intently, his eyes filled with a mix of curiosity and concern. "This is impressive work, Dr. Kale, but we need to be cautious. The core's power is immense, and we need to ensure we can control it." Dr. Kale nodded, his eyes focused on the containment unit. "We've stabilized the core, but we need to create a containment field that can harness its energy. With your resources, we can develop a system that will allow us to use the core's power without risk." Admiral Orion nodded, his expression resolute. "Very well. I'll allocate our best scientists and engineers to assist you. We need to be ready for the Black Hand's next move." As the team worked tirelessly in the lab, they couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of hope. The core's power was immense, and if they could harness it, they might have a fighting chance against the Black Hand. The days turned into weeks as they worked around the clock, their determination never waning. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they succeeded in creating a containment field that could harness the core's energy. The lab was filled with a soft, pulsating glow as the core's energy was channeled into the containment field. Dr. Kale's eyes widened as he activated the system. "It's working. The core's energy is stable and contained. We can use it to power our defenses and give us a fighting chance against the Black Hand." General Voss nodded, her expression hopeful. "This is our best chance. We need to prepare for the next confrontation. The Black Hand won't give up easily, and we need to be ready for them." The team nodded, their expressions determined. They knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. As the team prepared for the next confrontation, they couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of determination. They had come too far to give up now. The journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The days turned into weeks as the team worked tirelessly to prepare for the Black Hand's next move. The base on Seraphis was fortified, its defenses bolstered by the core's energy. The team trained relentlessly, honing their skills and preparing for the inevitable battle. The atmosphere was tense, but the team's determination never wavered. One evening, as the team gathered in the command center, a sudden alarm blared through the base. The team's eyes widened as they saw the Black Hand's fleet approaching on the holographic display. The fleet was massive, its ships heavily armed and ready for battle. General Voss's voice was steady as she addressed the team. "This is it. The Black Hand is here. We need to be ready. Everyone to your stations." The team moved quickly, their eyes focused on the task ahead. Dr. Kale and Leora worked on the containment field, ensuring that the core's energy was stable and ready to be used. Marcus took up a position on the bridge, his weapon at the ready. General Voss coordinated the base's defenses, her eyes scanning the holographic display for any signs of weakness. As the Black Hand's fleet descended on the base, the team's defenses sprang into action. The containment field activated, its energy pulsating as it powered the base's defenses. The team fought back with everything they had, their coordination and skill allowing them to hold their ground. The battle was intense, with the Black Hand's ships launching wave after wave of attacks. The team's defenses held, but the strain was evident. The core's energy was immense, but it was also volatile. Dr. Kale and Leora worked tirelessly to maintain the containment field, their eyes focused on the task ahead. As the battle raged on, a sudden explosion rocked the base. The team's eyes widened as they saw a section of the containment field flicker and go dark. Dr. Kale's eyes widened in horror as he realized the gravity of the situation. "The containment field is failing," he said, his voice filled with urgency. "We need to stabilize it, or the core's energy will be released in an uncontrolled explosion." General Voss nodded, her expression resolute. "We need to buy you some time. Leora, can you reroute the energy to the defenses?" Leora nodded, her fingers flying over the control panel. "I can try, but it will take time. We need to hold them off." Marcus stepped forward, his expression determined. "I'll lead a counterattack. We need to buy you some time." General Voss nodded, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Go. We'll hold the line here." Marcus led a team of elite soldiers in a daring counterattack, their weapons blazing as they took on the Black Hand's forces. The battle was fierce, but their determination never wavered. As they fought, Dr. Kale and Leora worked tirelessly to stabilize the containment field. Finally, with a soft chime, the containment field stabilized, its energy pulsating steadily once more. The team breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that they had narrowly averted disaster. General Voss turned to Dr. Kale, her expression hopeful. "We did it. The containment field is stable. We can use the core's energy to power our defenses and give us a fighting chance." Dr. Kale nodded, his eyes filled with determination. "We need to be ready for the next wave. The Black Hand won't give up easily." As the team prepared for the next confrontation, they couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of determination. They had come too far to give up now. The journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The battle raged on, with the Black Hand's fleet launching wave after wave of attacks. The team's defenses held, but the strain was evident. The core's energy was immense, but it was also volatile. Dr. Kale and Leora worked tirelessly to maintain the containment field, their eyes focused on the task ahead. As the battle reached its climax, the team realized that the only way to prevent the Black Hand from using the Crimson Core was to destroy it. However, doing so would require a tremendous sacrifice. One of them must stay behind and activate the self-destruct mechanism, ensuring that the core was destroyed and the Black Hand was defeated. Leora Thorne volunteered for the task, knowing that it was the only way to save the galaxy. With a heavy heart, the team bid her farewell as she activated the self-destruct mechanism. The explosion was massive, obliterating the Black Hand and the Crimson Core in one fell swoop. The team watched in horror as the explosion consumed the base, its light illuminating the night sky. Lyora's sacrifice was immense, but it was necessary. The team mourned her loss, but they knew that her bravery had saved the galaxy. General Voss turned to the others, her expression resolute. "We need to regroup and assess the damage. The Black Hand has been dealt a significant blow, but we need to be ready for any counterattacks." The team nodded, their expressions filled with determination. They had come too far to give up now. The journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The explosion that obliterated the base on Seraphis was a sight that would be etched into the team's memories forever. The night sky was illuminated by a blinding flash, followed by a deafening roar that shook the very ground beneath their feet. The Black Hand's fleet, caught in the blast, was reduced to drifting debris, their threat neutralized. But the cost was high. Lyora Thorne, the brilliant cybernetic engineer who had been like a sister to them, had made the ultimate sacrifice. The team stood in stunned silence, the weight of their loss heavy in their hearts. General Voss was the first to break the silence, her voice steady but filled with sorrow. "Lyora was a hero. Her sacrifice will not be forgotten. We need to honor her memory by ensuring that the galaxy is safe from the Black Hand." Dr. Kale nodded, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. She was a remarkable person. Her knowledge and skills were invaluable. We must carry on, not just for ourselves, but for her. Marcus, still grappling with his own demons, spoke up. "Lyora was a fighter. She wouldn't want us to give up now. We need to finish what she started." With heavy hearts, the team began the arduous task of assessing the damage and regrouping. The _Odyssey_ had sustained significant damage but was still operational. They decided to return to Earth, where they could regroup and plan their next steps. The journey back to Earth was somber, the team reflecting on their losses and the sacrifices made. As they approached the UEF's Central Command on Earth, they were greeted with a mixture of relief and sorrow. The news of their success, and Lyora's sacrifice, had spread quickly, and the people of the UEF hailed them as heroes. General Voss addressed the gathered crowd, her voice filled with determination. "Today, we mourn the loss of a great warrior, Lyora Thorne. Her bravery and selflessness saved us all. But our fight is not over. The Black Hand has been dealt a significant blow, but they will not give up easily. We must remain vigilant and united." The crowd cheered, their spirits lifted by the general's words. The team knew that their mission was far from over, but they also knew that they had the support of the entire UEF behind them. In the days that followed, the team worked tirelessly to rebuild and prepare for the next confrontation. Dr. Kale and a team of scientists continued to study the remnants of the Crimson Core, hoping to find any remaining secrets that could aid them in their fight. Marcus underwent extensive debriefings, his knowledge of the Black Hand's operations proving invaluable. General Voss coordinated with UEF Command, ensuring that their defenses were strengthened and their forces prepared. The Starbound, true to their word, remained steadfast allies, providing crucial support and intelligence. As the weeks turned into months, the galaxy began to stabilize. The Black Hand's influence waned, their leadership fractured by the loss of their fleet and the destruction of the Crimson Core. The UEF, under General Voss's leadership, launched a series of successful counterattacks, reclaiming lost territories and restoring order. One evening, as the team gathered in the command center, a sense of hope filled the room. The tide had turned, and the end of the conflict seemed within reach. General Voss addressed the team, her eyes filled with pride and determination. "We've come a long way, but our journey is not over. The Black Hand is weakened, but they are still dangerous. We need to stay focused and united. Together, we can bring peace to the galaxy." Dr. Kale nodded, his eyes reflecting the hope he felt. We've learned a lot from this conflict. The knowledge we've gained will help us build a better future. Marcus, standing tall and resolute, added, "We owe it to Leora and all those who have sacrificed. We won't rest until the galaxy is safe." The team's resolve was unshakable. They had faced unimaginable challenges and made tremendous sacrifices, but they had emerged stronger and more united than ever. The legacy of the Crimson Titans lived on in their actions, inspiring future generations to strive for greatness and protect the galaxy from the darkness that sought to consume it. As the team prepared for the final push against the Black Hand, they couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of purpose. They had come too far to give up now. The journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay in their path. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail. The final confrontation with the Black Hand was a battle for the ages. The UEF, bolstered by the support of the Starbound and other allied factions, launched a coordinated assault on the Black Hand's remaining strongholds. The battle was fierce, with both sides suffering heavy losses. But the UEF's determination and unity proved to be their greatest strength. General Voss led the charge, her strategic brilliance guiding the UEF's forces to victory. Dr. Kale and the scientists used their knowledge of the Crimson Core to develop advanced technologies that gave the UEF a significant advantage. Marcus, now fully redeemed, fought with unparalleled courage, his combat skills a crucial asset in the fight. The Starbound, led by Kayla, fought alongside the UEF, their unique abilities and ancient knowledge proving invaluable. The combined efforts of the UEF and the Starbound turned the tide of the battle, driving the Black Hand back and ultimately defeating them. As the dust settled and the Black Hand's threat was finally neutralized, the galaxy began to heal. The UEF, under General Voss's leadership, initiated a series of reconstruction efforts, aiming to restore peace and stability to the war-torn regions. The Starbound, true to their word, remained steadfast allies, helping to rebuild and protect the galaxy. Dr. Kale continued his research, uncovering more secrets about the Crimson Titans and their legacy. His work led to significant advancements in technology and a deeper understanding of the galaxy's history. The knowledge he gained was shared with future generations, ensuring that the sacrifices made would not be forgotten. Marcus, having found redemption, dedicated himself to protecting the galaxy. His combat skills and leadership made him a valuable asset, and he became a symbol of hope and resilience for those who had suffered during the conflict. General Voss, hailed as a hero, continued to lead the UEF with wisdom and determination. Her leadership brought about a new era of peace and prosperity, and her name became synonymous with courage and integrity. The legacy of the Crimson Titans lived on, inspiring future generations to strive for greatness and protect the galaxy from the darkness that sought to consume it. The sacrifices made by the team and their allies were not in vain. The galaxy emerged from the conflict stronger and more united than ever, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As the stars shone brightly in the night sky, the people of the UEF looked to the future with hope and determination. The journey had been long and perilous, but they had emerged victorious. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, and they would not fail.